What's up guys, SkittleRampage here. So today we have part 2 of 80 plus new Funko Pops coming soon. So let's check it out. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I hope you're having a wonderful day today. So we're going to be continuing on from yesterday's video. This is a two-part series where we're going over 80 plus new Funko Pops. And these are leaks and rumors of lots of new stuff that we could be seeing later this year and next year. Now, if you haven't had a chance to check out yesterday's video, I definitely recommend it because we had so much fun stuff from anime. We had a couple of Marvel things, Spider-Man, video game pops, all kinds of crazy stuff. Before we get started though, we do have our question of the day, which is, do you have any Funko Pops in your collection that have blue eyes? And I'm gonna go with Yamato here from One Piece. Okay, so jumping right into things, let's go ahead and start off with some pop movies here. So firstly, a horror movie, Scream. So for Scream, we do have 4 new Ghostface Funko Pops, including a regular common, an exclusive that's bloody. We also have a glow-in-the-dark exclusive, and a 10-inch Ghostface. So we literally went from having one very expensive Ghostface pop that does have some different variations in terms of text and stuff like that, to now having 4 upcoming ones, which is just nuts. I fully expect this to ruin the original's value. 100% expect it to, because it's probably going to look very similar. And with better variations coming out, especially with a bloody version, and then we have a regular common that's $10 versus the 400, it's over for that original one. I mean, obviously it's always possible that the original piece will maintain some value, so we'll see what happens, time will tell. But at the same time, with 4 variations coming out, it's really, really hard to see it staying up there. I don't know if you've noticed a recent trend in the last year or two, but Funko's been doing this a lot with a lot of the older Grail Pops, it seems, where they're just releasing newer variations and it's just killing them. Obviously, value collectors are not going to be too happy about that, or long-term collectors aren't too happy about that. But newer collectors who don't have any of these pieces and can't afford to spend $400 on a pop are going to be significantly happier. In my opinion, I think it's fair for Funko to make a new variation of the character as long as the original one isn't restocked. If it's vaulted and it's an old pop like that, it doesn't need to be restocked. You need to update the mold or just make another one essentially. So I'm fine with this. I think it was long overdue anyways for that Ghostface pop, and eventually it was going to happen. Moving on, we do have How to Train Your Dragon here. So check this out. We do actually have a new Toothless pop coming with lightning there as an exclusive. So oddly enough, it doesn't say that it's a glow exclusive, so that's kind of a missed opportunity if it's going to have lightning all around it and lightning in the mouth for Toothless. But hey, you can't really go wrong with a Toothless pop, so I'm sure this one will be pretty popular. And I can't even remember the last time that we got a How to Train Your Dragon pop other than the last movie that came out. Next, for Star Wars fans, we do have the Ahsoka series here from Disney+. So check it out here. In this series, we do have Ahsoka, Anakin Skywalker, which I think is going to be a fan favorite from the set. We also have Sabine Wren and Ezra Bridger there. A lot of people are very excited for that Ezra pop just because the original one is a little bit more expensive. I don't think it's crazy expensive, but it's more than most people are willing to pay, it does seem, so that's why people are so excited to have a new version. Though technically this one's going to be from a live action series and not similar to the original one. While I do think the lineup is nice here, we have so many versions of those other characters by now that it'd just be nice to move on to different characters that they've never made before. Next, for Star Trek fans, we did have new Star Trek First Contact pops, including Borg Queen and Borg Picard here. So never was much of a Star Trek fan other than the movies they made with Chris Pine. Those were some of my favorites. So I guess that kind of tells you what kind of fan I am. I apologize. It's just never really been my thing. Same with Star Wars. But nonetheless, I'm sure a fan will appreciate both these pops. Let me know if you guys are excited. This next one's a little bit of a miscellaneous one, and we do have the Wet Hot American Summer. So this includes Alan, Andy, and Jean with Can there. So this is not a movie I've actually seen. I have heard of it. I remember seeing it on Netflix a while back. Never watched it though, but let me know if it's a good movie or not. Now, another one I'm not too familiar with is Dazed and Confused here. So this line features 4 new pops of Mitch, Randall, Slater, and Wooderson. I'd imagine it's all 4 of those people on the poster there. Next, for Saturday Night Live, we do have SNL 50, and we have Debbie Downer, Gilly, Guaplord, I think that's how you pronounce that, Mango, and Stewart. So I've actually never seen an episode of Saturday Night Live. I've heard a lot of the jokes from TikToks and things like that, but I've never actually watched an episode per se. It just doesn't really seem like my kind of humor. Next, for Pop Rocks, we do have one thing today, and that is the Beach Boys here, pet sounds as a 5-pack. For Disney fans, we did have 2 new pops. We did have Mickey Mouse Lunar New Year, as well as Minnie Mouse Carnival outfit. So I actually just realized I spelled carnival wrong, so ignore that. Alrighty, so our last set of pops are a couple new anime lines here. So firstly, for Dragon Ball, we do have Kid Goku here in Kami's gi there, so basically just the orange gi essentially. Now technically we already have this as a pop, it's just in a 2-pack with Krillin from Hot Topic Expo last year I believe, so it's not really something we need per se as a standalone pop because we have plenty of Kid Goku pops, so I'll probably pass on this one, but I guess it's kind of cool for any Dragon Ball fans. Next up for My Hero Academia, we do have a very interesting one that I felt was very unneeded to the My Hero set, and that's Dagoro here, which is the Black Whip user. I don't see the need for this character. He's barely shown. I'm not saying he's not important. Obviously, he's important, but it's like, why would we need this as a pop? This is like just, there's so many other characters that have more screen time that we should see before this one. I don't know though, is this a character that you would buy as a Funko Pop? Let me know in the comments below. I just feel it's a very weird choice. Next, for Voltron fans, we do have 1 new pop coming, and that's Retro Voltron here. So I'm sure this one will turn out just as cool as all the other ones that we did get. Now the final anime line that we have to talk about today is Chainsaw Man, and this is gonna be Wave 2, which is pretty funny because we haven't even gotten Wave 1 yet. And Wave 1 should be coming this summer for those wondering. So this is Wave 2, and I apologize, it's been a minute since I've seen Chainsaw Man, so I'm probably gonna butcher some of these names. Cut me some slack, but we have Himeno, as well as Kobanai, Kishibe, Chainsaw Man Deluxe, which is at the beginning essentially. Then we have Power and Aki keychains, and a Chainsaw Man Leaping pop-in T-bundle, which is an exclusive. What I'm really loving about Wave 2 here is the fact that it's majority new characters. I think that's fantastic. It looks like they're already giving it the Black Clover treatment essentially, where we're getting just pretty much a majority of the main cast right off the bat, and I am loving this choice by Funko. Now granted though, I'm still going to be very picky with this lineup just because there's a lot of characters there that I don't really care for per se as a pop, so I'm not going to 100% complete this line. Some of you guys may will, which is perfectly fine. Just me, I'm going to be very choosy. I'll probably only pick up maybe 1 or 2 Chainsaw Man pops, depending on how good they look. They got to look like crazy good to keep making me buy variants, because like U2's made like 6 different variations, definitely overkill there. But I think it's going to be a fun lineup for sure, and I can't wait to see all the pops. But let me know what you guys think about both waves so far and which ones you're most excited about, and if you'll be completing the set or not. Well guys, that does conclude our 2-part series here of all the new leaks and rumors there. Definitely a lot of fun stuff coming. I would love to know which ones you guys are most excited about. Out of today's video, obviously the Chainsaw Man, we were just talking about that. Kind of curious to see how the Toothless turns out, because I know Bailey's going to be excited about that. Goku, I'm not going to pick it up, most likely, but I want to know how it's going to look, because I love Goku and Dragon Ball. Also curious about the Retro Voltron. I just want to know about the Black Whip user from My Hero, but I want to see what it looks like, but I still feel it's very unnecessary. I'm even curious about, even though I'm not a big Star Wars fan, I'm very curious to see how the Anakin Skywalker from Ahsoka turns out. And I think that's it. Oh, the Scream, the ghost face. I cannot wait to see what comes of that situation because so many fans are going to be very upset. Anyways, though, as a reminder, make sure to hit that like button down below if you did enjoy, and subscribe and click that notification bell if you're new here. I do want to say a big shout out to all the awesome Patreon supporters of the channel. You guys are amazing for supporting myself and the channel. If you guys are interested and want to check out the Patreon, the link is down below. We have a Patreon-only Discord where we share a lot of information, news, restocks, updates, links, and more. And lastly, make sure you follow me on all my social medias at SkittleRampage over on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and my Facebook page, so you can stay up to date. All right, love you guys. See you guys in the next one. See you guys later. Bye.